You are listening to the VCast.
Hey, we are in the building. It is the VCast, back with another one. I got my boy Big T in the building. What's up, Big T?
What up, VCast? How we do it?
Chilling, my man, chilling. He fucking braved the elements to arrive here today. We had to go through the weather that Columbus went through to get to America. Like this weather was out of control, right? This fucking rain.
Yeah, and as a public school kid, I wore the wrong sneakers. You know, I didn't know it was gonna rain. I wore nice sneakers. You know?
Oh,
you wear the
white
ones that need a little wash in the rain. You know?
I know.
Then tomorrow, you're like, oh shit, they're clean for me already. You know.
I wore Timbs because I don't have rain boots. So the closest thing I got to rain boots are these Timbs. So I drag these things out in the weather. But this shit's crazy. They have roads closed. It's amazing how much we rely on navigation to get us to places, because without navigation, traveling around most places, I wouldn't be able to get around. Like just looking, there's only one road that comes into here, and it's like where the train station is, and it's all flooded because it comes underneath. So now the train, this the fucking long train line, the Morris train line runs really long. And there's no other way to get around the train tracks in either direction. And either direction, it's all cul-de-sacs and cul-de-sacs this way and like those little pretzel loopy neighborhoods. I'm like, how the fuck do I get here? So I did 3 loops because the navigation kept bringing me to the same thing. I kept trying to change routes, but it kept bringing me to the same spot. And then the next thing I did was I got to that spot and I pulled over real quick and I went on the Waze and I closed the street, because it gives you the option to report like a street closure or something. So I closed the street, reported it closed, and then it fucking rerouted me. I'm like, nobody else did this shit. I usually depend on other people.
It's crazy. I've been there, show in Staten Island, like closing the Verrazano, the exit to get on the Verrazano. Like you live in Jersey. Fuck it, I'm gonna go home. Fuck Tom. He came out here for no reason. Burger on me. But like I'm like, yo, I want to get home. I ate an edible when I got off stage. You know what I mean? I'm fucking high as shit, and it just keeps going around in the circles. Like, yo, it's not working. Like, yo, you just want to go home. Like,
that's my problem. Is I always want to just go home. I just want to abandon ship. You just moved now too, right?
Yeah.
Moving's the worst, bro.
Sleeping on the floor still.
Sleeping on the floor because you're waiting for furniture to come in.
Yeah.
But sleeping on, like, moving and like you don't even realize how much shit is in your life until you start until you have to move and pack all your shit, and then you're like, why do I even have any of this stuff? Like, none of this stuff. I'm just keeping stuff for sentimental reasons. You know, you're just like racking up garbage.
Oh, big time. Like, I was packing. I was in my office upstairs, and like we were leaving the condo, and I found like an old camera. I'm like, I'm like a fiend looking for the charger for this old camera, and I found it. And
Throwback Thursday.
I haven't seen these in a while. Next thing you know, I'm hard at my desk, and I'm like, all right, if I go downstairs, and I love my girl. She's beautiful. She's hot, but like we were both like just. We didn't want to upset. We had to get out. We were against the clock, and like, I remember going to the upstairs bathroom, and there was like olive oil lotion that like the pedicure place gives out every Christmas, like clockwork. And I'm whacking off with olive oil lotion to this old camera when you're supposed to be moving, but you find these mementos, and you're like, oh man, I haven't seen her naked in a while. And listen, it's not bad.
That old camera, it's not bad at all. That's throwback beating off.
Yeah.
All right, that's when. Back when I first started beating off, everything was a build-up. There wasn't such easy access to it, so it wasn't so cheap, you know? But when you had pictures like that, like if you had pictures on a camera or something, and like you'd have to like pull up the camera, like it's not something you could do all the time, right? Or you had actual photos or magazines you had to use. Like, that shit was exciting.
Well, the videos, the early 2000, most of it was consensual. Like, we didn't like, and I mean that in the sense of, like we didn't get the paperwork signed, but everyone was on board. You know what I mean? Like Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, all these tapes are out. And listen, I know you get down, Vic. You know what I mean? You definitely have some like T-Mobile, the fucking chirp phones, like whatever, like
the Boost, the Boost Mobile, the Nextel
videos on, Nextel with videos on it, like,
God.
and you all thought you were a superstar, and I love that. I had so many, and I still me finding it when I'm moving, I still hold on to them, and a common theme in most of the videos was Joe Buck, because I'm a degenerate gambler, and I'm like, it was David Wright hitting a home run to center field, fucking Eli Manning, because it's like, and it's throughout the year, all the sports I bet on. You know what I mean?
My God,
and
all
Joe
the big
Buck
ones
is in most of the videos, because I'm like hitting the doggy style, but I got a fucking 18 parlay going. You know what I mean? Like,
you gotta focus.
I'm watching as, and in my video, I hear Joe Buck, and it makes me smile how much of a fucking degenerate I am.
That you hear Joe Buck talking in the background? That's fucking hilarious.
That's the only way I come.
You're like, something's
Joe Buck's
changed. The only thing
Can you say it's going back, please, baby? Oh, now I'm coming.
You got a fucking recording and that you have to play. You just got to keep one earbud in your ear while you're. Why do you need that earbud? It's just, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
He's
it's just
going
an
deep.
earbud.
I'm like, deep. She's like, yes, deeper.
Yo, I know you like to gamble, huh? You fucking gamble on everything.
I'm trying not to, and like,
those apps make it hard, huh?
Yeah. Well, driving here to Staten Island, it's like the Gothel's Outer Bridge, whatever. Like, I'm like, oh, this is where I used to go. I would come with a stack of money, go to the Meadowlands, put my bet in, and have one big parlay. You know, it has to be a good one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And because you can put that in with some guy in the neighborhood, but he's not going to pay you 20 grand. You know what I mean? Like, you can put a nice parlay together. Yeah. It has to be like a shitty one, or the local guys that are like, yo, beat it. You think I got that kind of money? Like, you know what I mean? I work in a pizzeria, you know? Like, and so I would go there, and I was on a successful run. Because I can put one bet in, I can't just keep gambling the rest of the night. I can't drive to the Meadowlands, and like it was like becoming a pain in the ass. I'm like, oh, me and my friend, we have to go collect again, like complaining because the trip gets out of hand. You know, you can only find new pizza spots in Staten Island to make the trip worthwhile. You know, and then they made it legal in New York, and like winning's easy. It's just giving it back stuff. The hard part, the easy part, you know, whatever it is. Like having all that money and just not happy till it's like maxed out or just fucking all gone. It's like, and like, I know I'm big, fat, and whatever, but I've lost weight before. Mm-hmm. And two of the things, winning, like two of the hardest things, losing weight, gaining it all back, and fucking winning money gambling. Like one of the hardest things to do. It's the worst feeling, gaining weight back from eating and like being up 10 grand and then being down 2,000. It's like, how the fuck? It's the worst feeling.
Did I get here?
Yeah. It's like, yo, I stopped eating. I lost weight. Now look at you. You know what I mean? Like,
how'd you get into gambling?
I used to be a stock boy at this like small supermarket, and like I remember just scratch offs were big, but I don't even like scratch offs like that. You know what I mean? Like that. I don't know. I remember the strip with the college football and the NFL, and like, wow, if I go 13 out of 13, that's 60 to 1 odds. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, all the odds are on the back, so you like your mind's always going. And I hit a 5-teamer. I don't remember. It was San Francisco. I don't know who they were playing. I was young. I was like maybe out of junior high school, maybe just in high school. And I remember on Channel 5, I'm like, I needed the 49ers, and I hit. And I won like maybe $200, something like that. Ever since then, I was fucking.
But that fucking set you off to the races.
And I love
right?
sports, and it makes it so much better. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I know. I get the excitement. Anytime I bet money on stuff, it's exciting up until the point I lose. And I'm such a sore loser that it makes me furious. And then I don't like it anymore. I completely forget about the feeling I had. All that stuff goes away, and I don't bet. Like, I used to work in Atlantic City, right, at a mail review. And we used to fuck with all these girls, but it was in a casino. So after the show, like when it was like 2 a.m., all the girls are gone. It's just me and my boy. And he plays. He likes to play fucking blackjack. That's his fucking game. He'll be there all fucking night with whatever he made, and that motherfucker will ride that bitch. And I'm like, I envy that because he gets his fucking money's worth. You know, that motherfucker's out there for hours. Me, I go sit down and I play. I put $25 on the first hand. I lose. I'm like, I'm out. This is stupid. I don't know. I could do the penny slots, and sit there and just because it's it takes a long time to go through $1 and shit, But
the slots, as you get older, you appreciate the slots. You're sitting, eating mushrooms, doing the fucking.
Oh, I can see
yeah,
that.
I was tripping hard on the Willy Wonka game. And it was I'm just hitting buttons, and it's like all those cool noises, like great tripping noises.
Yes,
it's cold in there, Like
yep, they keep bringing you
people
drinks.
watching weirdos.
You can smoke.
Yeah, there's so many good things, and you're sitting, and and the seats are meant for fat people like me from fucking
They're
Nebraska.
comfortable. They hug you. Yeah. They don't want
you to be like uncomfortable.
They don't want you to get up.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great fucking point. I gotta really take a look at the chairs that the casinos use, because when you sit on them, you're fucking like held in comfort.
Yeah.
Like while you lose all your fucking money, we're gonna hold you nice and fucking tight. This is gonna be a nice experience. So at least when you get up and you don't have any more life savings, your back doesn't hurt too. You know what I mean? Because that would really fucking.
We need
suck.
you to be able to get to the ATM machine. Speaking of like comfortable sitting down, and they want you to sit. As you were saying, it reminded me. I like this premise that I was working about, like at like the movie theater or a baseball game. They're always like, they don't want you to interrupt the live game, the movie, the X-Men movie. And like, just throw the shit on the floor, like soda, peanut shells, like sticky shit that if you spilt it here, you're like, yo, we got to get it up. It's going to be sticky. Like, don't worry, throw that shit on the floor. We got a motherfucker. And I was like working it, and people just weren't on board. And they're like, I'm like, like when you're at the movie, you just throw the shit on the floor. Like, no, we take it with us and throw it out. And I'm like, oh, no one's getting this because I'm the trash ball just launching shit. Like, fuck this. I paid to get in here. Clean up my fucking mess.
Yeah. I'm fucking wondering. I'm like, wait, where did you read that? Where did you read that?
Don't worry, we got a motherfucker for that.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt the show. Throw it on the floor. Like, I guess I'm just white trash.
No, that's fucking.
No one was on board.
We
hated
you.
We take it to the garbage. You just ruined my new sneakers.
We hated you at the movie theater. I used to work in the movie theater. I used to work at the fucking movie theater. When I was working at the movie theater is when Matrix 2 came out. That was the era, that was the time period. Like I was working in movie theaters, and I was working at the movie theater over here in Ridgefield Park. Not over here. That's like fucking 25 half hour away, more towards New York. But I was working at this fucking movie theater, and it was. I had to do that. I had to go in and clean the aisles, and people would just leave their shit. And it never really bothered me that people left shit, because I did it, right? Like, so I'm just like, this is my job. I'm cleaning people's shit up. But what bothered me is when people left like a full fucking popcorn. And I'm like, bro, you didn't even eat this thing? Like, what are you? That shit's so expensive. I'm like, by the way, I turn into my mom, and I'm like, you fucking mañoso. I want to fucking yell Spanish shit at them. Turn into my fucking mom as a young kid.
But yeah, listen, you get older, you learn that they think you're gonna throw it away like a normal person would, and not just launch shit on the floor. I like, people that litter are wild. Like I had this one girl, like full bags at McDonald's, like glass bottles. Like this when Snapple was in a bottle. Like I didn't want. I was like, she would be driving. I'm like, hey, hold this for me, and she would just take the garbage and throw it out the window. Like it's a piece of shit move. Like I didn't do it. She did it, but you knew where it was going.
You condoned it, goddamn it. You're an accomplice.
Like, there's something about a girl not giving a fuck
that turns you on. Like that a little bit.
She didn't care about a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Like you think littering.
I could see that.
Like, why'd you come there? Like you threw a bag of garbage on the freeway.
My stepfather used to choke me out before bed every night. You talking about fucking littering? God damn it! You ever wake up with a backhand? That's the fucking. You want to talk about littering? That's the type of fucking people you run into. I see that shit on the highway sometimes, and I'm like, God damn, bro, what is wrong with you? I get garbage, and I'm like, just throw it out when I get home. I put it like next to me, or I get like wrappers. I don't know when I became such an old man about littering. Like I was young, like maybe like senior in high school or something, where I got real weird about littering, and not even like an environmental thing. I just thought it was a fucking dick move. Yeah, it is. You throw shit on the floor. Fucking rub me the wrong way.
Like there's this fucking, don't even get me started or you started on what's wrong with this fucking country. But like the fact, like like these people were going around, more animals, sticking their tongue in ice cream, opening sodas, drinking it, putting it back. They were gonna catch the girl and put her away for 20 years for doing that. Granted, good.
Yeah.
You know, you fucking with my fucking Neapolitano, whatever the 3 ice creams. Like, good, you deserve 20 years. But then some scumbag will like sexually rape a girl, like, plea bargain for 10. Like, hold on, the ice cream fucker?
Yeah, not even 10. Yeah, 10 is fucking.
How is that a plea bargain?
I don't get that.
How about we're gonna fucking hold on? Did you learn your lesson to not force yourself on someone from the bushes, Ted?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no coming back.
Slow down, Ted.
Yeah, like there's no. I swear, I learned my lesson the first time when she scratched me. Like, they're animal pieces of shit. The world's upside down.
It is. It really is. I don't get that. I don't get how perverts, like pedophiles and like rapists, like how those people ever see daylight again.
Like, there's no rehabilitation.
Yeah, like you can fill the jails with those people and not have to worry about drug people anymore. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of creepers out there.
Yeah.
And we just keep letting them out again. And are you kidding me how much money we waste on a database to track them all? Fuck tracking them all. Why are we letting them out? Now they're trying to normalize the shit. They're trying to add them. This is why the fucking LGBTQ fucking shit to me is out of control. Like, when it was just gays and lesbians, like, shit made sense. Like, now you're adding all kind of fairy tale shit to the fucking game, and that's when when you start blurring those lines where you can't be rational anymore, and you're forcing me to think 1 and 1 is 4. Right, that's when you can sneak in and say, well, pedophiles is a bad word. What they are minor attracted people. And it's like, no, we're not playing this fucking game.
And know what's fucked up? If little Timmy or whatever these fucking kids, I don't have kids. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want kids. It's a lot.
fucking
You
burden,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, and like, how the fuck? Oh, he wants to be a girl. He knows this. How do you know that when Uncle Steve molested him at Thanksgiving that he didn't want that? You know what I mean? Is that next? Is that next? Like, and listen, nothing against whatever you want to do, but a kid, some shithead. I want chocolate flavored spaghetti. This is who you're gonna let turn into a moron shithead that makes you cringe. That he came out of your pee hole. That you made such a fucking. And I'm not talking about the trans. I mean, just stupid kids in general. You know what I mean?
They want fucking kitty litter in school so they could be cats.
Yeah. And like, no, but seriously, I know it's disgusting. Kids, the innocence, but like, why isn't that normal? Like, oh yeah, he wants to be with older men. If he knows he's a man or a woman, how does he not know who the fuck he wants to be with?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. That's always something I think about. Like,
because you know what, kids at that age, they shouldn't be thinking about those things.
No, and just for the record, I'm not saying I'm not a great. It's just an example of if they know who they are, then. What's that? I like my swim coach.
But you know what? That's how it starts. You see, Babylon Bee, right? Babylon Bee is like the conservative version of The Onion.
To be honest, I don't even know left, right.
Yeah, The Onion is
Republican, Democrat. I'm a sativa indica guy. You know what I mean? Black, white. I like those fucking battles.
Babylon Bee and The Onion, they're satire sites. So they just take whatever right wing or left wing viewpoint on something, and then they make fun of it. But Babylon Bee has been talking about all this crazy shit where like their memes are coming true now because they're like saying like something you just said. Like, I don't agree with it, but they're gonna start saying that soon. And then next thing you know, they start saying it, and you're like, fuck, bro, this is coming to fucking. How is this coming to life?
Yeah.
It's like regression. I saw a meme today that had me fucking dying, where it was like a picture of these different political leaders. There was like the mayor of Chicago, the way she looked with her like a little derby hat. There was this other representative that had these weird glasses and this checkered shirt, and then there was this other lady with pink hair and blue glasses. And they're like, the fucking world is turning into like a cartoon. It's like turning into a crazy soap opera show, like Idiocracy. I don't know if you've ever seen that fucking movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. It's been trending like on podcast, and for whatever reason now it's like popping up on Amazon as a choice to watch.
Yeah, Idiocracy. Everybody's like, hey, you want to watch what you're going through right now? Yeah. You want to see a documentary?
I just
just get high.
Yeah, like I don't like. Listen, with the kid thing, it's like listen, they probably do stuff where your heart melts and you're like, these moments like this is why I want to be a parent. And if you're honest with yourself, they must say 20 things a day where you're like, I should have killed it. They're fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, they have to say stupid shit. I see it around my friends who were cool people, the cool guys, and now their kid, and like, he'll like just like pick his ass in front of you, then touch French fry. Like,
Yeah.
And listen, I know you have a kid. Like, it's different.
No,
I
I get it.
I can
Yeah.
just rip into them, but like, I see my friends' kids. They're all fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And they're smart people with stupid kids, and they're all over this fucking place.
And it's what you fucking put into them too, because some kids, like my daughter is, she's a comedian. She's just a genuine. Everything's a goddamn joke. Everything's a bit. Like, just constant. She comes here with me and she hangs out and she like does 10 minutes when we're doing sound check. She just gets on the mic, doesn't want to get off, and she's telling jokes, and she's like, "Oh, what did the bed sheet say when it fell off the bed?" "Oh, sheet." Like, she's like telling all these like silly ass jokes, and she's laughing, but it is a burden no matter how you spin it. Like, raising a kid is a fucking burden. You have to sacrifice your time, like everything you sacrifice for this kid, because if you don't, they're fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're fucked. If you don't make the sacrifice, it's fucked, and it's a fucking burden, and it has its rewards and it has its downside. But now it's getting to the point where I don't know what people are doing to their kids, where they're like protecting them from everything. Like, you have to let your kid fall down and skin his knee. Let him get up and, understand how to get over it and shit. And then, like, people aren't doing that with their feelings. Like, kids' feelings are getting hurt in school and they're calling it bullying. And like, no, that's not bullying. It's razzing. He's joking on him, right? He's making fun of him. He's teasing him. Like, that's the stuff you need to develop character, Bullying is when you're, like, targeting someone, you're organizing with other people, it's repetitive, it's malicious, like, there's a difference between that shit, the shit that fucking bullying kids online and making them kill themselves. Like, that shit's fucked up. There's bullying out there for sure, but not everything's bullying. That was like one thing I had with my daughter's mother. Like, my daughter was getting made fun of in school, and she's like, she's getting bullied in school, and like, I don't want to argue, so I don't say shit, but I'm telling my daughter, I'm like, hey, listen, nobody's fucking bullying you, all right? Nobody's bullying you. People are making fun of you, and you know what you have to do? You have to come up with better jokes, all right? It's going to take a while. You're going to get embarrassed. You're going to say things that aren't funny, and that's okay. Nobody's going to remember.
It's part of being a kid and learning.
That's how I fucking got, like, sense of humor.
It's going to public school, right? Like, I don't know. I went to public school. It was tough, but know what? Like, it made me a better person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate anybody. I just fucking, it just makes me a wise. There's lessons to be learned. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. And shout out to my goddaughter, Sienna, who's going to be a comedian also.
Yeah.
She is fucking funny. I'm talking about a majority of kids. I know I was bashing kids, but know what? As you're talking about your daughter, I'm like, it's pulling at my heartstrings. I'm like,
he loves the children.
Listen, the kids are cool with me. You know what I mean?
Some
like,
kids are fuck. Listen, I have my daughter, but with other kids, I'm pretty vicious. Like, I have like very little. I have very little patience with my own daughter, much less other kids. Like, I had a fucking one of my little cousins who I like berated until they like hid under the table, like, because they were just being obnoxious, and I do it with words and just like nonstop, just like I was calling her a fucking pig and everything. Like, I was just like, everybody,
pull a picture up.
Everybody's like, how long ago was this? I was like, like 2 years. I was like, that was pretty fucking recent.
The question is, did she lose any weight since you called her?
No, she's not even fat. She's just acting like a pig. Yeah, I was just like,
different kind
I'm just fucking, I'm just saying terrible things to hurt her feelings. Maybe I gave her a complex now.
Listen, but you see it with, it's tough for me to even say anything because I don't have kids, but I'm like sick and tired of hearing about it. Like, and just smart people. The kid doesn't know what it wants. You know what I mean? Like, there's grown ass men who have a family which is heterosexual, and then like, no, know what? I'm gay, and leave his family and be gay. Like, it happens, and like, know what? We're not gonna ask you what you want in the group text when we're hanging out. Like, oh, I want Chinese food. Like, then you get there, like, I want Italian because I don't know what I want because you're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like,
You didn't know this before?
There are two ways. You know what I mean? Oh, there's a lot of ways now, but like, you know what you feel. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think people fucking repress that shit so hard. Like I'm really sympathetic with the idea of you feeling a certain type of way about yourself. Like you feel like whatever, like you're a woman. You feel like you're a fucking woman, or you feel like you like men and you're a man. You know, like a lot of that shit is confusion, especially in young kids, right? I think there's like a statistic of some shit, like some science behind the fact that there's a big percentage of trans kids who aren't really trans, they're just gay. You know, and they're confused.
But how about the kids that are just they're blowing each other on a Tuesday because they're not even gay. Nothing against blowing dudes if that's what you want to do, but there's some sort of cultural appropriation of these heterosexuals who think they, oh no, I guess we blow each other and fucking each other in the ass. Like that's the that, like people like I spent $100,000 in legal fees to not be arrested. Like they dropped the soap in prison. It's not about throwing your back out and your fucking civil liberties getting taken away. It's about getting ass raped, and they're doing it by accident. Not even like oh, this is what I want to do. We're bored on a Tuesday. How about thumb wrestle first? You know what I mean? Like never got to like you know what I mean? Like and if that's your thing, that's your thing. But you know what I mean? There might be a gay dude on a Tuesday. Like, why is my phone ringing? Because some heterosexual fake, you know what I mean? Cultural appropriation fucking guy.
It is cultural appropriation.
Culture, like,
it is because you know what? With kids, there is a lot to the idea that they're doing it because it's like a fad, like it's cool, and it's also like an easy way to get like rewards. It's an easy way to be special. You know, like if you're just a regular kid and you're a geek and you're awkward and you don't do anything, you know, like you used to just be able to suck a dick and then you're special. Right now you're brave and you're courageous, right? Now that's not enough. You can't just suck a dick. Sucking a dick's not enough, bro. You got to cut your dick off. You want to be special, bro? You need to cut that dick off. Cut them titties off. Cut the dick off. Or start taking hormones.
Yo, these people should be shot. Not the trans people. The ones that they have the surgery. They're all on board with it. And then there's been a bunch of cases recently. Like, oh, they're suing the doctor that did this to them. You went there looking for it, asshole.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck.
It wasn't a door-to-door doctor.
Like, how do people not go, now you're just wasting everyone's time? What's wrong with you? We listen to your bullshit that you think you're a woman. Then you go and get the surgery. Now you're suing people because that's not what you want.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And if that's what you want, go ahead. But know what? Then accept like racist people. That's who racist people who think they are. They think their views are right. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
that's a good
you can
point.
be a woman, but I can't hate fucking.
I can't hate the blacks.
I'm not even gonna say who I hate. Insert someone right there. Who cares? Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like
I don't.
No, but seriously, hold on. A racist can't be a racist, but you can be a fucking puppy.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't know, and it's just it's that's how someone feels.
I identify as a dragon.
Yeah,
I am a dragon.
and know what? You're making these racist people identify as not racist people, which they're
Make
not.
them sound
they're
normal
racist.
now. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
like why can't you just be a racist? People, you talk so much shit. You're like, why can't you just be a racist?
Like, just love white people. Like, just love this people. Like, no, they don't want to. Why are you forcing that?
I don't know. Should be something normal.
Listen, that's the defense attorney in me, where I just take the opposite angle. I don't give a fuck. I don't have a dog in the fucking race.
Yeah.
But know what? If you're gonna give me some bullshit, let's fucking say, why can't kids get fucking molested? They that's what they want. If they want to be a guy or a girl, how could they not make big adult decisions? You know what I mean? How the fuck? Oh, if you can be this, you can be that, but you can't be racist. That's who you think you are.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you're not going out and beating up the races you don't like and you keep it in yourself. Why can't you be racist?
As long as you're not going around chopping other people's dicks off.
Yeah.
Like, nobody should bother you.
That's the line. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It bothers me that it feels like there's certain rules, and then if you make it absurd, even like to some, it's absurd the trans or this or the whatever. But then you start saying absurd shit like, stop it. That's not, no. It's all absurd, asshole.
Yeah. Super.
Are we allowed to curse?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, fuck it. It's
like
the fucking
least of
V-cast.
our
Yeah, we curse it all the fucking time here. I haven't stopped. I am trying to like curb myself because I hear myself and I'm like, I said 3 fucks in that sentence. I did not need those 3 fucks.
As I was bashing children for 10 minutes, I didn't curse once.
Could you imagine it back in the day, like in the Indian times, they were like there had to be like crazy Indians that just cut dicks off.
Yeah.
Right? That was their scalp.
In their fucking enemy's mouth.
Yeah, that was their fucking scalps. I've cut 6 cocks.
Listen,
6 cocks I've cut.
There was no PlayStation back then. They had to keep fucking entertained.
Yeah, there's no PlayStation.
Yo, watch this. When this guy kills this guy, we watch him cut his dick off. It's weird. You're like, oh my God. There was no movie. There was no Tarantino.
Oh, you were for real about that? Oh, I didn't think he was really going to do it. God
shook
damn
his
it.
hand. He grabs it with the right and cuts it with his left. I touched his hand. What the fuck? Why didn't you tell me when he shook his hand? Like,
now I got to pee, but I don't want to pee because I don't want to touch my dick in case he sees it. He wants to cut it off.
His knife.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
You see any of those 1843, 19, whatever?
Oh, the fucking Yellowstone.
Is that Yellowstone?
This is Yellowstone. Yeah.
I couldn't get into that one. Like modern day cowboys, I'm like,
like, fuck these cowboys with iPhones.
Give me a guy in a dress. Make it realistic. A guy with a cowboy hat? What year is this? Come on. This is fake.
Yeah, a guy in a cowboy hat and a fucking Dodge Ram.
Oh, and a cowboy girl show, maybe. Like,
yeah. That's hilarious.
You know what I mean? But like the ones before that, there was some fucking great historic. I don't know if it was factual or not, but
yeah, that's the story about the family. The Yellowstone is like the present day of those ranches.
Those other ones, the ones with the numbers, phenomenal television.
Really, I wanted to get into those.
It's just history. I don't know if it's real history or not.
Yeah.
But from what they beat into our heads, like the Catholic fucking people, like just this one Indian girl, like you can show her smacking around. We get the point. They beat her up. Like multiple times, like boom, like right in the fucking face. Like it was like, holy shit, like vicious.
Oh,
like this
I want to see it even more now.
No,
now you're getting me excited.
No, but it was
that's the kind of porn I like.
Besides, I'm getting excited for the one porn. I'm just saying how realistic.
You got any more like fucking coconut oil lotion?
You gotta watch the show. They just cold cocked this Indian bitch. Like no, but there's more to it. You'll see if you watch the show. You'll be like, no, he's right.
Yeah, I saw those shows on. They're on Paramount. They're on Paramount. I got to check them on the bootlegged fucking my bootlegged Fire Stick. And check those shits out. But I want to talk to you about fucking cooking, bro. Because you be whipping it up. How long have you been cooking?
Since a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fucking Jiffy, corn muffin. Like going through the fucking cabinets when my mom, she used to run marathons. My dad was always working. And just making pancakes when you're like 6. You know what I mean? Like fucking one.
You were home alone as a kid? Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And you cook, or you fucking... like we stood home from school for whatever reason. There was always a huge can of peaches and syrup in my house and a box of Stouffer's mac and cheese, amongst other shit. Like those were my go-to. Like when I would just say I was sick or whatever, always on deck for whatever reason. Those 2 things.
Stouffer's mac, the microwave one.
Oh, I put it in the oven for the hour. Burn that bitch on the sides.
Yeah, it's like baked mac and cheese.
The best.
That's fucking.
But yeah, just as a young kid and just being fat and you know what I mean. And like maybe my mom. Nothing against my mom. It was just like would tell me no or too busy. It's like, all right, I'll just do it myself, you know? And now I have a weed cooking show, THCTV with Big T. Come check it out.
Yeah, man. I love watching them shit because then you got your mom on there too, cooking with you, getting high with you and shit. Yeah. Ever since I saw that, and I'm like, damn, I can't. Like when you run into people at shows and mics and shit, this is why I love the podcast because you run into people at shows and we can see each other every fucking week for a year and never have a serious conversation or never have like a conversation with somebody. And then you get to sit down in like a podcast and at least even if it's an hour and 20 minutes and you just talking about shit and then you find out like now I see like, oh shit, that's how you got into cook. I've been wanting to ask you since I saw you doing it. I was like, oh, because the first time I met you, it was the first show I ever did. It was the first comedy show I ever did when fucking West Bay booked me on your show.
The love of the people, John West Bay.
Yes, bro. John West Bay, his brother Ant, I used to work with. And Yeah, so like I met you at that show, and I knew about the edibles and like and shit like that. But then you're making gourmet meals. You're like really whipping shit up on there, and I'm like, damn, man. Did you ever work like anywhere like a as a short order cook?
No, just I would be like I said, the stock boy in the beginning, or like this like local little small diner, and like I would clean the dishes, and I was cool with the Spanish dudes, and like. During like the after breakfast time, like bacon, egg, and cheese would come in. They would let me make it on the counter. I just, you know what I mean? Like I said at the open mic, with my goals of owning an above ground pool, people laugh at that. Like I always wanted to be a short order cook. That's pressure, quick. The eggs got to be perfect. You ever see a good?
I did. I used to do it.
Oh, those like just flipping, just a lot of pressure. Like I love that. You know what I mean? And I didn't work in a place per se, but I would always watch the Food Network. And I was just selling weed out of the front of my mom's. We moved to Rockaway, small bungalow, and it was just the spot. You know what I mean? Like, people would just come up constantly. And if I wasn't drinking and partying, I'd be sitting there just smoking blunt after blunt. And like, you'd come over like at 1 o'clock. I'm like, hold on, watch what they do with this salmon. He'd be like, how'd you know they were going to do that? Because I watched the block of shows at the 8 o'clock hour. You know what I mean? And they just play the same ones. And I don't know. I just became like, I'm high as fuck, and I'm watching and just learning. And, you know, and like once you hear your mom at a certain age complain about making dinner, it's like, get the fuck out of my way. I'll be done in 20, 25 minutes, half hour. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if you're making an extravagant meal, it's going to take longer. But like, if you're going to throw some fucking dinner together, half hour. Come on, stop. You gave birth. Stop acting like it's so fucking hard. Like, Jesus Christ. This came out of your pussy, and dinner's the hard part of your day? Not getting air up there is the hard part, you know?
Oh, my God.
I love my mom. Shout out
That's
to my
great.
mom.
Yes, you do. I see that. Yeah, when I see your mom on there, I think about my mom. Because like you're like the same size ratio to your mom as I am to my mom, so I like look at her and I'm like, but what I like is like I see your mom getting high with you, and like, does your mom smoke or just edibles?
Both. She
my
smokes. Mom's an animal.
My mom fucking. I wish I would have gotten to her sooner, but she had lung cancer and she has like she's fucking half a lung and she's got COPD and shit. So I tried. You know what I did? I fucked up and I gave her too high of a dose the first time and she didn't like it and like turned her off. I'm gonna try again. I'm going back down there in like 5 weeks. I'm gonna try again. I gotta get her on the fucking edibles.
How do we know kids don't want to eat edibles? Seriously.
How do we know they're not gonna like it?
Yeah, my friend. I made the butter crunch cookies. Okay. The Linden, the yellow package.
Yeah.
It's a
fucking
New York
amazing.
Public school. And
Yeah.
they would sell them. They would
Out
sell
here
the
too.
chocolate chip and the Linden, the butter crunch, like Biggie raps about.
Yeah. Did you guys never got the blue wrapper with
fudge?
the double? The
No,
fudge
they don't
one?
give that. There's too much sugar. These kids be going fucking ape shit on fucking whole milk, let alone double fudge. Like, what is this, private school? This is Queens, New York City, Brooklyn. But listen, as a fat person, I would take the Linden, the butter crunch. I'd put it in my jeans, and I'd restraint like a motherfucker for a whole hour after lunch. And then my fat thigh against the fucking tight denim of my fatness would melt the butterscotch. Not a lot, but it would warm it up to make it malleable. Public school.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, bro, phenomenal.
That alone. See, this is where the jailhouse techniques of cooking come from. It's from public schools.
Yeah.
And having to make it through that lunch and making shit. That's a fucking move right there. That's equivalent to making grilled cheeses on a hot plate or on like an iron.
Bro, you would have, and listen, I'm talking like it was the 50s. You would have $2. I would get $2. Breakfast would be a buttered bagel, a quarter drink, and 2 peanut chews for $1. And then I had $1 for like the cookies, the bungalow bars, and then on the line I would steal about 25 chocolate milks in my book bag. I'd leave it open. My friend would throw them in the back. The best chocolate milk from public school in New York City.
Chocolate milk is fucking amazing.
But I made the butter crunch cookies like fucking Biggie loves. The public school gave one to my boy. They're phenomenal. It's just toffee. You know what I mean? It's amazing. And he came home from work. His nephew was there, like 5 or 6. And mom's like, oh, where's that? I'm not going to say his name just in case this ever goes out. And he goes up into the room. His drawer's open. The Ziploc bag that I gave it to him is there empty. And the kid's jumping on his bed. And like before anything he's like panicking because this is like he's a 5-6-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I make strong ass edibles. You know what I mean? Like, forget his age, his size. You know what I mean? It's meant for someone 4 times his size is getting ripped. And then his brother was coming to get him, and he was going to CYO swim practice.
Oh
and
my
like he's like, yo, I'm like, yo, what happened? Yo, ask your brother what happened. He's like, yo, nothing. He had a great time. Like, I don't know if he was so young that he didn't know what being high was. I don't.
Yeah.
I want to.
He had a great time. I don't know. He was so hungry. He ate a whole pizza by himself. I've never seen anything like that. He had such a great time. He swam perfectly. I was like, hey, we've been struggling to teach him. Like, he just dove in. He wasn't scared this time.
He thinks he's a girl now. But I want to sit down with this kid when he's like old enough on the podcast. Like, what happened? What happened?
Do you remember when I got you high?
Like, we talk about it sometimes. Like, yo, remember my nephew is like, now you joke about it like years later.
Bro, I know.
But how do we know they don't want to get high? How do we know? Who are we to hold these kids back?
Yeah, that's
and they're developing brain. Oh yeah. We can't give them weed because their brains are still developing. Hold on. But we can cut his cock off and insert plaster of Paris in a girl's vagina to make a dick or something. Whatever they do, I don't know what's wrong with it. But the developing mind of the weed, and we should be giving these retards CBD anyway.
Plaster Paris pussy.
Yeah, with fucking trans mesh vaginose. Remember vaginose?
I got a little fucking tube that ties up to your hand, and you got a little button, and you just push it.
The trans, like, where there's a class action lawsuit for the trans, not even transsexual,
transvaginal surgery. You fucking get your pussy replaced.
Something like woman's uteruses of pussies were falling down, and they put this mesh, and there's a big lawsuit. And
holy shit,
that's all I know about
a mesh pussy.
And it's not. And this is a real woman.
These are women that didn't want to do. Those are just women that didn't want to do Kegels.
Yeah,
like Kegel up, bitch. Stop being lazy.
Like a lot of queefing going on. Like, no, if I get the surgery, maybe he'll stop making fun of me.
Right? But what kind of a fucking animal are you that people are making fun of your meaty pussy? Why are so many people seeing your meaty pussy that it's making you self-conscious about it?
It's the girls with it. It'll really make you feel bad because they'll tell you stories about it. Because kids could be
kids
horrible.
Are fucking cool. I know. Hey, listen,
you get finger blasted once, the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, listen, you ain't got to tell me about that, all right? I'm uncircumcised. All of a sudden, kids in school were calling me fucking sausage. They just had this name for me, sausage, and I couldn't think of it. I was like, why do people know about my dick? And I'm like, oh, wait, a girl that sucked it is telling everybody. And then I was like, hey, you making fun of my dick? And she, but you sucked it.
Yeah.
You still sucked it. Right? You didn't like it. I have a bit about that. Like every time I take my dick out, a girl looks like a bank robber. Yeah, he's like, stop talking about your dick. I made that shit. Like a bank robber when like a cashier when the bank robbers rob the bank, so like they got to keep their cool, but they're terrified. It's like that's exactly what the fucking girls look like. Yeah.
I've heard about this.
Now it's not so much. I used to be so self-conscious about that shit. Oh my god! And when you're like everybody in the school's calling you fucking sausage, like that's fucking. It hinders your acceptance of your body. Right? You're not fucking body positive anymore. Now I'm fucking terrified to show girl, and then I'm always self-conscious about it. Like forget about dick. I never sent dick pics because I was terrified of sending dick pics.
Googling other people's dick pics.
like come here, I got to take a picture of your dick. Don't make it gay.
Yo, what about like in certain religions? Like, is it even true that the guys they suck the blood off when they're giving them the circumcision?
Yeah, that's the Jewish.
Like, yo, what's up with that?
Breast, they fucking bite it. Spit it down, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if they do that anymore because a lot of them are getting hepatitis. Or they were giving kids hepatitis and shit.
Too.
Yeah.
He's doing it with coleslaw.
They're giving kids, he's got that fucking thing.
Hey. Sick. Like, oh, shit.
Hey, Shlomo, relax.
Today. I got 4 moigles. Whatever. No, he's the moil.
Moil, yeah. You better relax there,
like,
fucking buddy.
Suck the 5 kids. Like, oh, my God. What's going on in this fucking world?
I don't know, dude. Things used to be so simple. I feel like an old man yelling at the cloud now. You ever see the fucking Simpsons meme?
Yeah.
The old man yells at cloud. Like, that's how I feel now because this shit keeps happening and I keep saying the same thing. What the fuck is going on, man? Like, shit was so, like, in order. But you know what? At the same time, I was thinking about this. Funny that you mentioned this because I was just thinking about this on the way over here. And because I was listening to something else and they made me think of, like, with COVID that happened and Trump, those are the two big moments in our recent time where the system has been exposed for its bullshit, right? Like you can see, wow, the emperor has no fucking clothes, right? And I feel like Trump coming on the scene was the catalyst to it. But now what we're seeing with the crazy divide in the country and everybody just out of their fucking minds, where just being like a moderate person, a common sense in the middle kind of person makes you right wing. You know, like we're in fucking Looneyville. And I feel like that's a result of ripping the Band-Aid off. You know, like when you have that fucking cut and if you take the Band-Aid off slow, it hurts. But if you take it off, it's chaos for a little while, but then shit settles down. And I feel like we're in the middle of that chaos, and I'm hopeful that shit settles down.
You're a smart person, Vic, and I believe you're 100% wrong. Because these shitheads are still like, yo, it's like me, like, nah, food didn't make me fat. Like, and I continue to eat, knowing the food is the problem, and me not being, like, they voted for someone, and they're still like, well, it's better than this, or like they still can't admit or say, like, you can say it, you were wrong. You know, like my girl, she went to school with Biden's daughter. You know what I mean? Like, and she voted for him. And guess what? You think she's happy now that her fucking student loan forgiveness isn't happening? You know what I mean? Low key, gun to her head, she's like, fuck that motherfucker, like you should. Mm-hmm. Or if the price of everything, and you're going to say, oh, it was the last administration. No, I'm not political, but know what? How the fuck can you still be going around your day like, I helped make this decision. I'll see a guy or any video of this fucking guy and be proud of yourself by going out of your house in your car and pressing a button. I don't even know how to fucking vote. What do you hit buttons or you hit something and you did this. You know what I mean? Or you had the fucking mask on, or my girl, because I'm a fat fuck, telling me, please, like heartfelt, she's the best. Please, I'm scared for you. I'm like, yo, tell me why. You're smart, babe. Tell me why I should do this. You know what I mean? Like, I had the sanitation, I know the hand sanitizer ruins your floor of your hands, but also kills shit. And I always had it on the cup holder on my door till the fucking pandemic, till I couldn't get any. You know what I mean? Like, I'm dealing with money a lot. You're dealing with a lot of homeless fucking open mic comics touching your fucking hands. Or, you know what I mean? Like, just, and then people still can't be like, hey, I was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, if I was wrong, it sucks that you got to admit it. But at least it's better than going around like, oh, I wasn't just saying that months ago, or I didn't vote for him a couple years ago. Yeah,
that's because you're not ideologically invested in it. It's not a religion to you. When it's your religion and you believe in it like a religion, you can't admit that anything's wrong. You can't look at your side and say, you can't even hold your own side accountable and to a high standard of, like, let's say, a small thing, like, how about don't lie to me?
Yeah.
How about don't tell any lies? Can we start there, right? Like, we're catching you in lies. You literally said your son died in Iraq. We know that's not true. Like, stop. Like, what are we talking about here? You know, like, that shit is, and you can't, they don't, or if Trump says something good, right, where Trump says something where you're like, oh, like, they put him on the news and they tried to catch him in this, like, got ya kind of thing, and they were talking about the Ukraine war, and they're like, "But you don't support the Ukraine war," and he was like, "I just don't want people to die." Like, and then, like, you can't agree with that. That's something you can't agree with, right? As a statement like this guy said he doesn't want people to die, but you can't agree with him because of who he is and what you believe.
That makes me sick.
It's wacky.
You know what I mean? And just I say wild shit, and I was saying, like, the thing I said on stage about, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. It's not a bad thing because there's people out there. There's been, after a certain sets, I had black fans come up to me like, hey, you got to say the N-word then. I'm like, I'm not saying the N-word. You know what I mean? Like, and there's a percentage of, and it could be anything. We can bring up any example. This is just a personal example of something I was thinking about, of certain amount of black people like, hey, Big T, after that joke about the Nick point guard, you should say the N-word. Black comics, friends of mine, I'm like, bro, I can't fold you up, put you in my wallet. But hold on. Let's say it's a percentage, a low percentage. What's a low percentage? 0.0001. I don't even know. Sounds low. You know what I mean? Of black people that say, white people could say the N-word. Then you have every normal other person saying they shouldn't, which you shouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
But these people's feelings doesn't count over on the left. You know what I mean? Like this, well, just because it's the majority or whatever, you know what I mean? Like people, like their feelings don't count. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I thought everyone's feelings count. I thought this is the fucking world that you're trying to say we live in. You know what I mean? Like, like they pick and choose about who fucking counts. Like, these people's voices count too, even though they're crazy and they're getting people fucked up by saying, hey, you should say this word. Like, no, I don't have time to say it. Like, come on.
That's the Black Jackass movie. Would be just black guys walking around trying to get white people to say the N-word
like
and then tricking them.
What is it, Lethal Weapon 2? No, Die Hard 2.
Die Hard 2?
He made Bruce Willis wear his sign and Samuel Jackson's like,
that was Lethal Weapon 3.
Die Hard 3.
Yeah, or Die Hard 3. Yeah. That was a great fucking movie.
Yeah, unheralded video game on PlayStation. If you have an old PS2,
it
was like a little bit of the 3 levels. One was driving around, Samuel Jackson just wrong turn, idiot. Like it was fucking like great. You're driving around Manhattan in a taxi, this guy yelling at you the whole time and some other shit. But listen, my example, a little far reaching. It's just you can't just say, oh, these people's feelings count, but these people's feelings don't, because it goes against everything you fucking. It's against. It just doesn't make sense. Why do these people's feelings count, but these people don't?
But I really think that it's a minority of people. You can have this water too. There's a minority of people that make that are the loudest. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. I feel like the majority of people, when you talk to them, everybody's like the same. People are, for the most part, like center, like they're moderate. They're not delusional. They're not out of their minds. But it's like when you go online and like those people are the loudest and they're creating this narrative. And then it's good for the news, right? It's good for ratings to have everybody fighting each other. It's good for corporations, right? You remember Occupy Wall Street, 2008? Everybody joined against the corporations.
That was like a movie every morning. Let me open the Post and see what fucking shithead got tased or because you had some fucking Patagonian rich white kids come in. Like those are the people I like to see get tased. Like,
but everybody
you ain't
joined
part
in.
of the cause. You're part of the problem. Dressed as the fucking cause. You fucking loser.
Fucking people.
Zakati Park
promoting fucking.
Remember that park right there? They took over.
Yeah, they took. They stayed in that shit for like how long?
Playing
like
tambourines, smelling like fucking shit.
Yeah, and then you know how the how the corporations got them out of there. The corporation's like, we're gay. Pride Month, that's a flag. Yeah. You can't hate on us. We support the gays too.
Yeah, but how is it Pride Month, Mental Health Month, and Juneteenth? Like
all in one month. They just fuck. I'm getting tired of it. Where everything's a day. Every single day, it's another day. This is fucking free donut day.
I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind that. But if your fucking stupid ass had a busy day and you missed National fucking Munchkin Day or National fucking Toothpick Day, don't say, hey, I'm a little late. Here's me and my favorite toothpick from National Toothpick. No. Now it's Cupcake Day. You missed it. Stop the next day. And I look at the timestamp. Sometimes it's like 12:30. You missed it by a half an hour, you stupid bitch. It's over. And next year, you had 364 and a half days to get this right. You know, the days are one thing, but it's like, you missed it, Not the next day.
That's it.
It's hot dog day.
You can't go get the free donut on the next day.
No.
So don't post a picture. Yeah.
I worked a double.
You know what? I bet I want to try this one day. I want to go into a Dunkin' Donuts the day after National Donut Day. I'm like, hey man, I was fucking in the hospital yesterday. I couldn't get the donut. You think I can get the donut today? The free donut. I really love Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, they got back. Hey, like there's some fucking shithead.
I want to see him. Like, there's some fucking guy on Instagram. Oh man, I wish I could think of his name off the top of my head. He's one of my favorite Instagram accounts to follow because this guy does that. He'll go like places. He'll be like, "Hey man, you have a couple bucks for the bus? I lost my wallet." And they're like, yeah, man, here you go. He's like, nah, I actually don't need the money. Here's fucking 500. Yeah.
500,
You want to go to the Knicks game? Playoff game? They're like, oh my God, wow. It's like a fucking change their life experience.
Like
yeah.
But I also like when like they'll leave like a bike tied up with a thin metal cable, and the guys steal it, and then like they
That's the complete opposite. And I love it. I fucking love those. The ones that they do with the fucking backpacks.
they shock them.
Oh my God. All right, so what we're talking about are these videos on YouTube where people put like these decoy devices and they'll put like a bike, like he said, just a regular like mountain bike or something. They'll leave it on a pole.
Pull up by a hill so the guy gets speed, and then the chain.
God,
it's
so bad. They have it hidden, like a hidden chain on it. So the guy thinks he just stole a bike and he takes off and he starts riding. And what they do too is they'll get somebody to be like, hey, that's my bike. And the guy, so he rides extra fast. And then all of a sudden the chain pops and it fucking flips him off the bike. And you're like, God damn it, did you deserve that shit,
there's
bro.
another one. There's another one.
That is a fucking tremendous video.
I think he's Kansas City based, and he puts shit in between a $20 bill and puts it on the sidewalk and sits there waiting for people to come and pick it up. And then he goes, poop dollar! And the people are looking around, and this one crackhead was taking the shit and smearing it off the side of the building to take it off. He's like, yo, you got a napkin? And he goes,
yeah.
$1.
Poppy ain't gonna like that bill you give him. You can't go to Poppy with that shit bill.
Yo, speaking of bullying, when we were younger and like this, like I live in Rockaway. I live on the beach. I'm from Brooklyn. We moved down there in like 6th grade, and like I was different. It was Queens and Brooklyn, but Rockaway's a different animal. You know, very beach community. This, that, the other guy, and these fucking shitheads in the local like burger place on the water would always fuck with me. Fat Farrell, this, that. And like I took it, but like my plan was to always, I would go there, before I'd go there, I'd take the money and I'd rub it inside my ass and I'd pay with it to the bullies so they would get my ass on their hands. But then someone brought it to my attention that then they would go and make my food with my shit. Like, so I was eating my ass to try to get back at the bullies, and it blew up in my face.
It literally blew up in your fucking face. Oh my God.
I'm just having fun, and if I said anything,
don't fucking worry about nobody. Goddammit. I hate that with a passion. That's one of the things I can't stand that's going on right now is like people self-censoring themselves, and I do it from my own head. I already self-censor myself, and it frustrates me because, you know, you don't want to talk about things like, you know, I can talk about my divorce, but I choose not to like not be disrespectful to my family and not put everything on the fucking street. You know what I'm saying? And like some things, you know, sometimes I'll say some shit, but I try to keep it. I'm self-censoring. I'm walking on a thin line. But when you're cracking jokes about shit and you're just talking about life, politics, current events and shit, it's like, no, just say whatever the fuck comes to your fucking heart.
and listen,
That's the fucking freedom of life.
Some like comedians that are professional, paid, successful, known, like they have clips and they censor out the curse words, and you don't need. I know it's about economy of words and you can use different words, but sometimes. Like, you said it during your bit. It's a funny bit, and they omit it. I know this. I guess it's for kids, but I don't even think they're doing it so kids don't see it. You know what I mean? It's like
whenever you do, because you know what it is, and especially like on Instagram, the algorithm and likes when you put the words, right? When you do the closed captions and shit. But Instagram does it automatically for you when you click it, but it censors all the words and any curse, and it adds the beep to the fucking soundtrack and shit.
Better.
Yeah, the beep is fucking good, right? I like the beep.
Yeah,
the beep adds a little punch to it.
Like back in the day, like Goodfellas on like Channel 11. He's like, "Come here, you flipping mamalook," or like a house party on like Comedy Central. Like, I smell pudding. Like, meanwhile it's pussy. You know what I mean? Like,
pudding. That was always. I always felt like that was an underappreciated, like comedic talent. was to be the guy that substituted the curse words for like other words, like where you would be like, I smell instead of pussy, so pudding. It's like, I remember you're sitting around with like the other writers, and you're like, all right, on this scene, he says, I smell pussy. We can't say pussy, and if you blurt it out, it's not really gonna. I mean, it'd be better if we can come up with something. Like, what can we put in there? Put in. We can put in. It's like, like that's a fucking writer's room. You're just sitting there covering up curse words.
You flipping Mama Luke. Like, you fucking motherfucker. You motherfucker, you fucking flipping Mama Luke. Like Joe Pesci going crazy. Like, no, put flipping Mama Luke. My grandpa used to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who does? Because sometimes it doesn't even sound like them.
No.
Sometimes it's completely off, and you're like, fuck. You know what you just mentioned because you said the Channel 11, and we got to wrap it up because these fucking people are going to be leaving soon. The restaurant. Monday, of course, the night that I podcast is the early night for the restaurant.
Shout out to
Tiff's, baby. Tiff's
Yo,
restaurant. I put
awesome
Big T onto the burger. I tried to get him to eat the shrimp fucking whatever it's called here. I ate it one day.
I got gout, and like I know red meat, but shrimp is a little more purines or something. That's something bad for the gout.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so I tried to poison you. Is what you're saying? You're like, this guy tried to kill me. I drove all the way over here. He tried to kill me. I ate that shit the other day. That shit blew my fucking head off. And I bet everybody, anytime somebody's like, oh, I want to eat something, I'm like, get this fucking shrimp pasta. That shit is amazing. The sauce, it was fucking amazing. But the other thing you were saying before about Channel 11 and how they used to bleep things out, I love Channel 11. Right? Was you like a Channel 11 head growing up?
Come on, Lean on Me, Batteries Not Included, maybe throw a little Money Pit, Tom Hanks. Like, come on, we're the same age.
Oh yeah, I'm 41. Yeah. I'm gonna be 41
What's
in
today?
August.
What? Yeah, 42. I'm gonna be 43 next month.
Yeah,
2 years.
Same shit.
Yeah, like Lean on Me. I listen. No, some of the things that I can't do the bleep outs there because like Crazy Joe. Like I don't know. I can't even say it. I'm just gonna say a slur. I'm gonna say multiple slurs. But Lean on Me on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh my God, you had no choice. You had no choice to watch. This is what you were gonna watch.
Yeah, like it'd be like some weird like golf or something. Like you might appreciate golf now, but as a kid, you're like, what the fuck is that?
What was that other movie with the gangs?
Colors.
I don't know if they played Colors so much. I know they played that sometimes.
Yeah, no, that was like HBO.
What was the other? No, there was another one that they played that. Damn, I can't remember with the teacher, Ignacio or something.
Oh, Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds. No, it was that Spanish guy. He always plays.
Edward James Olmos.
Yeah, that guy. He has like the fucking coffee cake face. Yeah. I forgot what movie. He has a movie that was always on Channel 11 too. But that was like my childhood. That was my upbringing. See, I make this point to a lot of people, and what the difference is between the way the kids are raised today versus that way we were raised is these kids have so many options to watch, and they're all dog shit, right? All dog shit. Everything is just mindless. There's nothing to it. And then the shows that we watched growing up, everything had content and there was a moral to it, and they were always trying to teach you some fucking valuable lesson, whether it was growing pains, whether it was step by step,
the bike scene in Different Strokes.
When he was about to get molested by that fucking creepy white guy.
And listen, I grew up on Flatbush and Kings Highway. Like there was this guy that took me and my brother to Dunkin' Donuts on Avenue L in Flatbush all the time, and I think about it, I'm like, did I get molested? Like I just got hairs on my neck. Like, not that I got molested, but like I think about maybe I did.
Maybe we were setting you up. Yeah.
Like something was weird. You know what I mean? Like that scene with what was the black kid from Different Strokes? Not
Arnold.
No, the cousin, the skinny one.
Oh, I don't remember.
Like fuck.
Okay, he wasn't on that show a lot, right?
Yeah, no, except for the molest.
That was a fucked up scene. And he brought him in the back and stuff, and then he like drove a wedge in between them.
Yeah.
And he was like, so that they wouldn't believe, and that he thought he was like favored and shit.
And then at the end, like, hey, when you ride your bike, make sure you wear your helmet. Like, there was always a lesson.
There's always a lesson, bro. There was like morality to shit. It taught you shame. Like, I feel like people today have no shame, right? But you, like, for me, growing up in the neighborhood I grew up in, you could act out and fuck around and shit, but then there was a line you couldn't cross because you'd bring shame to your family, right? Then all the fucking neighbors are gonna know about you. They're gonna make fun of your mom. They're gonna fucking let you know about your kids. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and like it was just a different standard that you were held to, where the mailman would fucking whoop your ass if you had to.
But even like shame and like in a way of what sports, you know what I mean? Like, sports teaches so much, you know what I mean? Like, and I think a lot of these kids, like, we were probably forced into some shit, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to wake up to play soccer, like, you know what I mean? But I did it. I love basketball. I love baseball.
And you got all that fucking useless energy out.
Yeah, no, but also, like, I was great at that, you know what I mean? Like, great's loose, but I was really good at those sports. You know, I was covering Newsday, hitting bombs as a young kid. And then I had to swim. I had fat thighs. I was a fat kid. I know how to swim and not drown, but I don't want to race. I'd come in last. And my dad's like, someone has to come in last. No, I don't if I'm not there. Why? It's hot. It's in some hot, humid room, fat red thighs now, and I'm the fattest kid there coming in last. So that humility made me hate my dad. No, but just like, I understand what you mean, that shame, like, it makes you not want to be last. It makes you like, hey, I want to be better, so I'm not that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like,
you had you didn't want society to view you as like
a fat,
fucking piece of shit.
Fucking dead last loser.
Oh my god, that's fucking great. Yo, man, thanks for coming out.
Oh,
it's been fucking awesome. Tell the people where to reach you at.
Big tits, big pics on Instagram. Everything Big T on YouTube. And maybe we'll get Vic down the Rockaway, get him on the show. Doesn't have to be weed. I'm editing a video now. We've made mushroom cookies, CBD, and just come down, go to the beach. I got a fucking pool now above ground. What goals do you have? You have an in-ground? God bless. Do you even have a GED? And you're making fun of my fucking above-ground pool? Thank you for watching. This was fun. And listen, all the views I say are not that Tiff or Vic Cedeno. These are all my views. And come fucking at me. Fuck you. Thanks for watching.
That's fucking great. Let me rattle. No, that's great, man. This is what I love. I love the energy. This was awesome. Great talking to you. Sponsors real quick before we get chased out of tips. Of course, always NJNYPoolTableServices.com. It is the A-team. If you're moving a pool table, you need a pool table. You want to get your pool table moved out, and you're tired of it being a laundry table, and you're going to sell it to somebody, call experts. Call the A-team. NJNYPoolTableService.com. They are the best in the tri-state area. Call them. They will hook you up. We got Empire Sewer and Water, residential and commercial drain services. It's family owned and operated, local around here in New York, New Jersey. The website is empiresewerandwaternj.com. Hit them up for your drain needs, because when shit gets messy, you need to call an expert. And last but not least, Combat Fitness Club, run by professional boxer Dan Guerrero. Combat Fitness Club in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. It's right there on Main Street. Stop getting slapped for parking spots. Go and get your training in. If you're going to be going down the shore this year, if you're going to go to Rockaway Beach, you can't go to Rockaway Beach with no soft hands, all right? Because somebody's going to slap you, take your girl and your fucking Nathan's hot dog, and you're going to be sitting there like an asshole. So go get some training lessons. Sign up for your 8-week training session with Dan Guerrero. He's got certified personal trainers there. DM them to reserve monthly packages. It's a complete personal training facility, so you'll get your cardio up, plus know how to throw hands and not be such a punk anymore. And it's good for everyone. And of course, as always, Dojo of Comedy. You can go to tiffscomedy.com. Check out all the comedy shows we got coming up. I'm gonna post this afterwards, but this weekend we got the motherfucking legend Bobby Kelly coming in. He sold the first show out in 3 days, so now we got a second show on at 10 p.m. That's this Saturday, but I tell you that because you're not going to be able to make it to the show because you've already watched this and it's too late. I tell you that just to know that we got dope comics coming through here all the time. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Dojo of Comedy East, all that good shit. I'm Vic Cedeno, and I love you forever.
You're listening to my dad of the V-Cast.